sparkle emerger is a fly that can be fished all year round. Anytime there are emerging insects, but specifically midges or blue-winged olives, this fly can be very effective. I fish it as the middle or bottom fly of a 2 or 3 fly nymph rig. For a hook, start with a TMC 2487 or any emerger hook you prefer. I like the curve of the 2487 for this pattern, and I'll be using a size 20 fly for this fly tying tutorial. For thread, I really enjoy using uni-thread and 8/0, which you can also use if you're tying this fly in a 22, 24, or even a 26. Wrap your thread back past the hook point and then snip it off close. I use Rooster Hackle for the tail on this fly. The feathers with the ideal stiff fibers you want come from either side of the hackle. Remove one and strip away all of the webby fibers. You'll then be left with a feather you can use to tie more than a few flies. Pull 6 to 8 fibers free and place them on top of the hook shank. Use a pinch wrap and a couple turns of tying thread to lock the fibers in place. Then, wrap your thread forward to create a nice uniform body on the fly. Give the fibers a little twist and cut them off close. Now, wrap your thread back down to cover any open areas and try to get those tail fibers facing down at a diagonal angle. When you're satisfied, bring your thread back up behind the hook eye. You can use different sparkle wing material for this fly, but the white micro Zelon from Blue Ribbon Flies is money for many different types of patterns, including this one. Each clump is a little thick for a size 20 fly, so clip a clump free, halve it, and then cut off a 3 to 4 inch piece, which you can use for several sparkle emergers. Use a pinch wrap and a few turns of tying thread to lock it in. Snip the excess off and cover the Zelon with a few more thread wraps. Lastly, tie in the head of the fly. Wapsi Life Cycle nymph dubbing looks great and can be used for a variety of different patterns. Take a small amount of dark brown dubbing from your packet or dispenser to create a neat little head on the fly. Remember, when it comes to dubbing, that less is usually more. Perform a 4 or 5 turn whip finish and cut the thread off close. Next, cut the wing so that it's about the length of the body of the fly. Then remove your fly from the vise and cut the tails so they're about a hook shank in length. I tie this fly from size 20 down to 26, especially if I'm fishing for picky trout on a tailwater. If you fish it as the bottom fly of your nymph rig, let it swing up at the end of your drift to mimic an emerging insect. Remember, emerging insects are an easy meal for trout. I caught this fish on the Dream Stream in Colorado on the Sparkle Emerger. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out mayflymusings.com for hand-tied flies, including the Sparkle Emerger, as well as merchandise featuring our signature logo. Stay safe and tight lines.